are going live. We are going live. Hi, YouTube. Zdrasti. Как дела? Ni hao. Lehoma. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Hello. How are you? We're good? We're good on Facebook? We're good on YouTube? We're good. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the week of 9/11. Despite the tragedy, there is going to be unity, but among the bulls. We're heading up higher. I am Mark Melnick. This is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. I have so many cool things to discuss with you today. By watching this video, you agree told me Mark Melnick. And T3 Live, harmless and not responsible for anything portrayed on this video. If you do not agree, exit this video immediately. And if you do agree, just continue watching because you are agreeing to those terms. Okay, so we pretty much did a video yesterday. And we basically, the title of the video was, what was the title of the video? It was 9/11. It was 9/11 equals buy tomorrow immediately. And I did an entire video showing you why you need to buy the market immediately, why I was loading in calls early and everything. And just really, really simple. I'm going to show you this 5-minute chart, and then I'm going to show you why we're actually buying today and why I feel this rally is going to continue. As we're saying in the Newsbeat live room today, very, very simple. Market opens up here. Buy. Some of you guys bought that little dip as well. I said go 50-50. Buy. You went long, and the market just took off and never looked back. Home run. And then I'll also show you what we did. So I just literally loaded in Q calls early on and just watched my P&L explode. And then what I did is, I didn't even catch all of these, but here was the strategy from the room today. Apple was our favorite name. Now, how do I know Apple's your favorite name, Mark? I'm so used to chat rooms where this scam nonsense BS out there, and people are just sharing names from their filter, and they're just vomiting names, and they're leaving it up to me to figure it out. And then some people will boast about their P&Ls, and other people are doing terrible because they're just doing other things that we talked about. And I just don't know what to do. It's like my head is spinning, and I have to sit there and guess what's good. That doesn't really happen in the Newsbeat live room. We basically show you very identically, very straightforward, exactly what we are watching today. So just to show you the tweet this morning, Apple was my favorite name. Apple's my favorite name. 2.5 out of 10 conviction. And I know some people say like, well, what does your conviction mean? The truth is people who use numbers have to use something that befits it. For me, the numbers are based on the amount of money I put in towards these ideas. The higher the number, the higher I put in. And it could be range anywhere from $1,000 to millions and millions of dollars I could throw in at any given point if the setup occurs to me naturally. So just looking here again, Apple, my favorite name, Micron, my second favorite name. So what did I focus on? My 2.5 out of 10 name, Apple. Let's go right into the type of things you could have done. Exercising the Newsbeat Bandit strategy, one and done. You go long right above the 1-minute candle here. If you're trading through the VWAP and exponential 8, you go long through 218.20. Apple went up $1.17 in 1 minute. Apple went up $1.17 in 1 minute. I had people texting me. I had people texting me on Apple that they were up six, seven, $8,000. Different people. Mark, I'm up 6,000. Mark, I'm up 8,000, 7,000, 1,300, 800, 2,500. People went nuts. They were done with their day immediately. They were done with their day immediately. Why? Because we called the market going up and we called Apple as our favorite idea. Are you done with this scam BS? Are you done? Are you sick and tired of people who pump and dump for a living? Are you sick and tired of people who make 99.99999% of their money in small caps and then they try to branch out and pretend that they know what they're talking about elsewhere. I don't know. You know what? I don't understand certain garbage in the market. I don't understand, naked shorting puts or naked shorting dollar, $2, $3 names. That's not my forte. That's not what I do to make a living. But at the same time, I don't tell you how to do it. I don't come to you and pretend that I'm going to talk about small caps all day because that's how I make my money. No, it's phony people who can usually only ultimately help themselves. And they're trying to teach you things in which they honestly don't have a single clue about. So what they'll do is they'll pump and dump a name and then they'll talk to you about Apple or Facebook or Netflix or Google or any of the other large cap names out there, and they will actually pretend to you that they actually know what they're talking about when in reality they're full of it. So the one and done strategy is a strategy that's not only free for you on the internet, and Apple is not only a name that we shared with you and said this is the type of name that we're going to go after. It was a very simple proposition. You went long Apple right through to 1820. People who are not in the room were contacting me saying how grateful they were for being able to catch this one move in Apple. This is a 1 minute chart, this little $1.17 move. And their P&Ls exploded. And heavens forbid if you held it for another full 60 seconds. It spiked up more and more and more and more and more and more. And if you held it, it went higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. You get the picture. You get the picture. So the one and done strategy in which we exercise here was along through 21820, right? Right over here. No BS, not pretending I know how to draw a trend line when you actually don't, not pretending I'm using new forms of technical analysis in which I have no idea how to use. Don't get scammed by people who have no expletive idea of what they're talking about when it comes to certain issues. I love outer space. I do not know how to build a rocket ship. I'm not going to tell you how to build a rocket ship. I would rather tell you I don't know how to do something than try to broaden my horizons and pretend that I do. So like on a name like Apple, I know the one and done works. Go long through 21820, your P&L explodes, you're done. But let's say you wanted to hang out beyond 2 minutes of trading today because you want to work overtime. Okay. Well, how about a simple Mark V strategy? I executed on the Mark V strategy, and not only that, I called a front run through 219.95. What do you mean you called a front run? I literally told the room with zero position, saying, if Apple breaks 219.95, I'm going to front run it, buy in, and watch it break 220 when the stock was trading in the 219.70 area. I said, that's where I'm buying in, giving everybody in the room a chance to get ahead of me. It's funny how in certain rooms the guru is the number one trader. Do you find that awkward? With thousands of traders out there, not that all these rooms have that sort of number, but with all these traders out there, do you find it weird that the person you're following has the highest P&L? Do you find that weird? You mean nobody else is better than you? You're just the best. I don't get it. The Newsbeat live room is surrounded by people who blow my P&L out of the water. Who make it look like I'm not even like in the same league. That's the type of people who follow us. I am not remotely close to the number one profitable trader in the room. And my P&L is pretty damn high compared to 99.99% of traders. What is the point I'm making? You're getting scammed. Careful. Be careful. If the guru is the top trader in your room, unless his name is Warren Buffett, he should not be the number one P&L in your room. Okay? He shouldn't, because that means he's taking advantage of only people with smaller accounts. Pump and dump? Perhaps. Maybe. You be the judge. I'm not accusing anyone, are I? Buy through 220. Stock goes right to 220.48, followed by 220.79. I crush it on this one move. Hold a little runner, sell out later. Crushed it. Not only that, news before the majority of Wall Street? Sure. Why not? Why not? You see this little, splunk right here? You see when it was trading here in the low 112 range right here? How would you feel if in real time, just because you have to know how it sounds like, it's no somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about and drawing fake trend lines. It's not somebody who has, a whole team behind them drawing out pretty pictures on made up charts saying, "Oh, this is what you do here on this made up chart that I, draw, and I'll draw on my own candlesticks, and when your stock does this, you do that. When the stock does that, you do this, and this is what I call my pump and dump 3-2-1 method, and I pump here and dump here and look for that." Are you sick and tired of that nonsense, that BS? I am. That's why the Newsbeat Live Room exists, to help you get the heck away from all that noise, all that nonsense, all the people who are only good at helping one person, themselves, and maybe a handful of others. And then the other 97, 98, 99% of you can go bug off, in nicest words. So what did Splunk Chatter look like? Maybe I should show you on the 1 minute. Here's a 1 minute chart. What if you heard me in real time buying 100 contracts, the equivalency, and this is light for me, 10,000 shares of Splunk right over here? What if you heard, guys, there's Splunk Chatter. I'm buying 100 contracts over here. This is a 1 minute chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know how many traders had their best trading day today? Were you part of that? Or were you part of a slower service? Were you part of that? Or were you part of trying to figure out something? I'll put it this way. Trading strategies can be complex if you're trying to figure out what works. The complexity is figuring out what works. Once you find out what works in the market, you should be able to explain it to a 10-year-old. If you could explain your trading strategy to a 10-year-old, you're trading and it's consistent, your trading strategy is legitimate. If you cannot explain your strategy to a 10-year-old and you're drawing a bunch of lines and complexities and 3-2-1s and it's memorization, go back to school. I dropped out of college because I couldn't stand that BS anymore. I went to 2 years in St. John's University and I dropped out. Why? Because I was able to hack into my computer science teacher's computer. I was able to hack into their computer and steal the answers for a test that I didn't need the answers to. And I approached the teacher and I'm like, I went on your computer because I went in like this. And then the miserable moron went over to the dean and said what I did. And I explained to the dean that I even told the teacher that other people were hacking their computer. I was able to do it, and I'm not even that good with computers. You know what the dean said? I'm right. Teacher's wrong. Safeguard the entire network. That's how stupid some people are. So you know what? I said, screw it. I don't want to sit here and write computer code all my life. I don't want to be this whatever. And I quit. I quit college. It was a job. You pay for that job, right? You pay to go to college. And I quit. And I started day trading. 19 years old. Dated myself. That's what this market is about. It's about simplicity. And can you make money simply? Very in a simplistic fashion. Tell me, how would it sound if you heard somebody like me telling you I was buying 100 contracts or 10,000 shares of Splunk down here? How would you feel? What would that make you feel like? How would you feel like if I came in the morning and said, guys, I'm buying Q calls. I'm buying a bunch of Q calls right here. Randomly. Just like I told you guys that I was going to do yesterday. How would that make you feel? I don't know. Tell me. You could access the Newsbeat live room next week. 5 days. It's not free. It costs your time. And I respect your time. I respect your time. I'm not here to waste your time. I would say I'm estimating because I lost count. I would say about 75 to 100 traders reached out to me today saying they either had their best day of the year or best day of their life, one of the two. What does that say? What does that say to you? Not that the guru is doing well. Not that I do well. Forget about me. Forget about my P&L today. Who cares? Do you find it funny how I'm not even showing you my P&L today? It's huge. It's huge. But you know what? I don't want to create the invincible guru syndrome. Invincible IGS. Invincible guru syndrome. You know how like every single guru out there has never lost money in their lives? You didn't know that? That us gurus, us talking heads, have never ever lost money ever? We'll show you the big days, but the same gurus showing you the big days have even bigger down days and more multiple down days. And they're not consistent. And then they fall back on their guru job, and that helps them sleep well at night. It's not their fault. They should sleep well at night. I wish them the best of sleep. But here's the bottom line. They've been taking you for a run. Do they really care about you? Do they really care about your P&L? And if you're answering yes, I'm going to stop. I'm going to tell you to think to yourself, what have they done for you to actually show you that they care? What have they done for you after you went to that other Wall Street firm and you dropped one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, $10,000 in somebody's lap, and they were your best friend. But right after you paid, everything got weird. They weren't as attentive to your questions. They weren't talking to you as much. They weren't answering you as much. What happened? I don't even get it. Like, what happened? It's just like as if they were just your best friends until you pulled out your credit card. And once you swiped your credit card, it's like, have a nice day. And they just moved on. What are they doing to bring you to that next level? What are they doing? How many people do you see around you making money? How many consistent traders do you see around you? How many people do you see struggling? What is the guru doing to help you people who struggle? Is the reason why I bring this up. It's 9/11, and I just don't have any time for some small talk. I'm not here for BS. I don't even want to waste your time. I'm just asking you, just please think to yourself. Just think to yourself about type of the type of service you want to follow. Just think about it for a moment, please. Just think about it. Think about what's happening around you. Think about what's helping you. Look at the trades that somebody's doing. See if they were able to forecast it. See if they were able to announce their trade before they actually do it. See if they're able to let you front run them. See what form of transparency is happening. Or are you still following the hide your share guru, the hide your option contract guru, the hide your P&L guru until I have a good day guru? Are you still following that nonsense? Wall Street's oldest scam. Scammy, BSy, garbagey type mentality. Here are tomorrow's algo levels. Print screen them. I was talking today to one of the first responders. I catered the entire company. The firehouses, they call themselves companies. Like police department is a department. Firehouses they call companies. So I sponsored the first responder company that responded to the World Trade Center, and I was speaking to him, and he was telling me about all these lung diseases that happened over the past couple of years, and people are being diagnosed horribly and whatnot. So the charity we're going to run for the open house next week will be for 9/11 families of 9/11 members. And many people are like, "Oh, well, if they died, they died." You don't understand. I hate to say it, but financially, the ones who left families who died are much better off than the ones who had family members who lived. I know that sounds weird, and it like threw me off actually on the whole 9/11 thing that the people who actually had surviving first responders and surviving members from the World Trade Center's first responders or not, those are the people who are in the biggest financial issues right now because their family are going through like unbelievable, unbelievable medical bills. And if they can't get the right doctor, they're going to go to another doctor that might be outside their coverage. And if they go to another doctor outside their coverage, they have hundreds, some of them are millions in debt, millions of dollars in debt. Could you believe that for a medical bill? Could you believe that? Because they were trying to save people's lives on 9/11, that they deserve financial ruin for the rest of your life. That's why we're giving the charity to 9/11 responders, because that is the we're not talking drugs, we're not talking alcohol, we're not talking gambling debts here, which is horrible, but we're talking about people who managed to live through 9/11, people who are first responders who managed to live. Those are the people in the biggest financial ruin. You like my thought was horrific, right? My thought was the people who like like a wife who's taking care of a family, the hardest job in the world that doesn't pay money. I figured like the wives of some of these people would be in the biggest financial ruin because now they're single mothers and now they have to take care of sometimes two, three, four, five kids. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens. And that's what I figured those people would be in the biggest financial ruin. No, they actually those are the people who got a lot of compensation. The people that were sick just got medical bill compensation, but if they lived, you would say, God forbid, right? Oh, that's awful. They have more medical bills. It's not like they're cured. Oh, well, now that I'm taken care of, I'm going to be back to work and healthy and 100%. That doesn't work like that. So just back to the point of the video, in terms of the weekly of the triple Qs, we're going to explode up this week. We're going to explode up this week. Why? Because the weekly of the Qs looks like this. And if you look at the weekly for every single 9/11 going back, you tend to have a big extended green bar over the prior week. Right now, we opened up at 192.19. We are barely up on the week. We're literally up 24 cents. That's why I was telling Newsbeat Live members. That's why we were taking all long overnights today. I took AT&T. I took some Zscaler. Some of you guys took some Apple. That's why I was telling Newsbeat Live members to go long. I'm expecting a further move to the upside this week. I think we're going to have more buying opportunities ahead, and you know, we're going to be looking to trade the market, trade around some of the positions that I have. Again, just having just a really blessed, phenomenal, a really just a blessed, phenomenal day here with everything that went up. We took some AT&T calls overnight, expecting that to shoot over $39 tomorrow. AT&T was a very big mover, and I have some of the Zscaler, one of the earnings names, that gap down for a long overnight. So don't want to waste. I don't want to waste anybody's time here. Come check us out. Come let me help you. Come let me do whatever it takes to get you to the path of true consistency. This is not any garbage rating systems. This is not garbage. This is not like Super Mario Brothers where if you collect 100 coins, I'll give you a free life. This is just real consistent trading, modest expectations. The majority of traders that I have spoke to in my life, again, they don't want the Ferraris, they don't want the yachts, they don't want the $500 million houses. There are people out there who do want those things. God bless them. Traders just want to be able to pay their bills, save a little money, maybe buy a house, buy things to just live a modest, humble life and take care of the people they love around them. That's all. That's all traders ultimately want. 99% of them. 99% of them. If you're listening to this is probably what you want as well. I have developed a system that I feel is probably one of the best on Wall Street. I think it is the best on Wall Street. I'm very biased. I'll let you be the judge of that. Come, please be the judge of that. Maybe what I do is for you. Maybe what I do is not for you. But there is a reason, ladies and gentlemen, a very good reason why the Newsbeat Live Room is the number one largest and fastest growing trading room in the nation. Happy trading, make money. I will see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.